Hi there Virgo, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This will be your weekly intuitive reading for October 12th through to the 18th. Virgo, let's see what's on the cards for you. Getting started with the Work Your Light Oracle from Rebecca Campbell to see what the overarching messages, themes, whatever wants to come out of here. Stop. We have got, Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Yeah, and if you know about the concept of the Akashic records here, Virgo, you know, it's really the library of our soul. I see it like a hard drive, and it holds all of the big experiences, the karmic contracts, the life lessons that our soul has journeyed through many lifetimes, and also the ones that we signed up for in this life. And I always say that, you know, when this card comes up, there's a sense of one of those files in that hard drive being loaded. Maybe you are starting a karmic contract, maybe you are finishing one, maybe you are journeying the key part of the lesson, and the universe is trying to get your attention to say, you know, pass the test, because then you don't have to re-experience this. So maybe your spirit guides are trying to get your attention on that this week, but also it's just, you know, that reminder that, you know, we are divinely guided. There is free will here on the earth plane. You don't have to pass those lessons, but generally when we don't, that's when life gets hard and it feels like we're out of flow, or we continuously get the tower moments. That's my perspective on that anyway. And I have got Svadhyaya. Do really apologize if I'm not saying that correctly, guys. My accent, yes, I do get some comments saying you didn't say that right. Honestly though, I have a southern New Zealand accent, and it might be slightly different for some of you. However, I will say that I don't know how to pronounce all of these correctly, but I'm learning, and that's all that matters. Okay, so page 89, self-study. We were each born with a book of infinite wisdom, stories, inventions, and emotions. Kind of like the Akashic records, it sounds like. But this is the book of your own consciousness. And if we take the path to truly studying the self, we will never become bored with our findings. So it says that maybe it's a time to really withdraw from the external stimulus so that you can move towards the world inside you and beyond you, right? That cosmic consciousness. So some of you might be doing a bit of hermiting this week by the sounds of it, Virgo. I mean, that is your card after all. Let's see. Going for the energy of the recent past. There we go. Oh, judgment. Okay, huge energy here. Exactly. You know, that can be a card of, like I said, your guide's trying to get your attention. It's a wake-up call, and it's often, you know, to do with our karma, the judgment energy. Let's get out the current focus energy for you. Oh, guys. Okay. We have some big energies here with the Tower as well. Yeah, so what was I saying before? I mean, sometimes it's like when we are not hearing the call of the angel, you know, we get the Tower, you know, like the Mack truck comes in to really make sure that we heard the message. Finishing the Rider-Waite on the 8 of Swords. We have the 5 of Wands in the near future outcome position. Let's clarifying the energy of judgment for you. Wow, guys. That is the universe, which is the world in the major arcana that follows on from judgment. It's the final card. This is maybe the this is a final test in the situation before we burn down the Tower. That's a huge, powerful energy. It's definitely karmic. Let's clarify the Tower for you. Eight of Pentacles with Temperance. Yeah, it's going to bring you back into balance though. Wow. Okay, clarifying the Five of Wands with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, we have an energy here of balance, which is interesting because you will be experiencing the Libra full moon during the period of this reading on the 16th of October, finishing the Star Child Tarot on the King of Swords, our card of truth, big picture vision. Wow, guys. Okay, it's a general reading, so you'll need to apply this to your situation, but the universe is trying to get your attention, right? Because one of those files from your Akashic records, from your hard drive of your soul's journey, is being loaded, right? So what could this look like? Well, you might be, you know, in a relationship where you've just journeyed the same kind of scenario again and again and again. Maybe a partner that doesn't meet you emotionally, that, you know, is irresponsible. Maybe it's you even. It can be vice versa. You know, jobs that are just not on passion for us. You know, all of these life lessons, falling out with friends, you know, there's some kind of pattern here that we keep on experiencing that we need to be released on. We need to be, you know, breaking the cycle. Or there could be a situation that you're in that is past its use by date. You've learned the lesson, and now it's time to get out and move on to your next karmic cycle. Otherwise, we just kind of stay in the pain of that. So that's often when the judgment energy comes in. It's the angel is coming in and blowing that trumpet and saying, hey, it's time to move on. Don't stay in that situation or you'll end up trapped. Eight of Swords, right? So there's a sense here that it's time to liberate yourself, to free yourself from a situation. And, you know, generally, that's because if we stay in it, you know, we're going to, you know, keep ourselves small as well. It's time to release yourself from what has potentially become toxic in your life. I always say that it's the devil energy inside these boxes, which can be the addictions, the codependency, the self-limiting beliefs that have held us back. You know, anything that has kind of become a toxic burden in your life or an illusion that you might be buying into. So this is the wake-up call to release yourself from that. And sometimes, you know, we need that divine guidance, we need that divine intervention like the Tower to help us make that transition where we're not seeing it. You've got the King of Swords on your side this week, and what's interesting about the King of Swords in this reading is that this is the energy of big picture vision, seeing the truth with clarity. So I kind of feel this is going to be important to really you know, use that kind of skill in order to say, okay, I've heard the angel's call, and yeah, now I'm kind of seeing it. I do need to move on from this, right? Meeting illusion with clarity and being honest with yourself as well, because it's that honesty, you know, from seeing things, you know, that how they are and knowing what needs to be done to strategically move forward that transforms a situation. That's what the King of Swords does. And there could be a really honest communication that you need to have with somebody as part of that transition. But what is really interesting here is that, you know, the universe or the world is the last card in the major arcana that follows on from the judgment call. The judgment call is like, are you going to complete this situation? This is the last chance, the last call. And the universe says, yeah, I'm gonna push it over to the completion. And it's generally cyclic completion, like I talked about. It's a chain, it's a karmic chain of events that you've learned that lesson. Now it's time to break the karmic chain. That might be the name of this reading, actually. I must remember that for the end. Break the karmic chain. So the universe is a card of victory, because it says that you've arrived. You have finished with that file. It stays in your Akashic record. But you've learned that lesson. Now it's time for you to move into a new karmic cycle now. So it's a very exciting energy, but it's going to feel powerful. It's really going to feel powerful, Virgo. Yeah, I mean, look at this. The Tower. Yeah, so I really feel the universe is saying, look, if you don't pull down the Tower, Virgo, then I'll do it for you. And that's why we say that the Tower is actually a blessing in disguise, because it really is the universe stepping in to clear something from our lives, to reveal something to us, to break down an illusion, to shake a foundation, so that we can move closer to the alignment of where we're meant to be at the stage in our life, on our timeline. So the Tower, of course, can be that relationship, can be that job, can be that illusion, you know, can be a revelation about ourselves, what's been holding us back from ourselves, because we've got the Eight of Swords in this reading. It could be the mental prison that you've built for yourself by running scripts and then, you know, playing out experiences to validate them. Could be that. The Tower says that something in your life is, you know, built on a shaky foundation, is no longer a match for you. So it's time to bring it down. And if you don't do it, the universe will. So, yeah, but the good news is that on the other side of that, or clarifying that, we've got the Temperance energy and the Eight of Pentacles. And the Temperance energy follows on from the Death energy in the Major Arcana. And it's the great balancer, the great soother. So I really feel that the Tower is going to come down, but you're going to move into that place of balance almost immediately. And it could coincide with that Libra moon. So how powerful is that? Again, this is an angel of guidance saying, you know what, bring down the Tower, I'll help you emotionally rebalance, and then I'll help you move forward. I will guide you to the new path. And yeah, there could be a little bit of hard work, you know, we've just cleared a Tower. There's going to be things to do. Like if we're ending a relationship, we might be moving out of a home, we might have to find a new home, there might be financial things to sort out. Same with a job, we might need to you know, get our resume up to date and apply for new ones. So there's going to be some work around this. But the universe is saying that ultimately you're going to be feeling much more emotionally steady and balanced, therefore our energy increases. So I don't think that that's going to be a problem. And the thing about the Eight of Pentacles energy is that it's work and effort and energy, but it's to carve out your own new path so you don't mind doing it. So Temperance has got you and it's going to guide you forward during this time. So Virgo, I mean, we've got the Eight of Swords, the Five of Wands here, and the Six of Pentacles. Seven of Swords is poking up there as well. So we're going to have to be really careful here not to fall into the energy of self-destruction, is what I'm seeing here. And that is self-destruction through our own mental doing. You know, the Eight of Swords is that mental prison. It's the over-analyzing, you know, the what have I done, feeling hard done by, I had to end this relationship, and now, like, my financial expenses have doubled, you know, victim, and then you attract more lack, right? We need to stay positive here and really control that inner conflict. You know, it could be conflict with, you know, one of the parties involved in this situation, but I'm feeling more the internal energy here. And the message really is to free yourself from the mind, understand that, you know, it's just the ego, you know, acting out because we have really put it through its paces in this situation. You know, the person who stays in the prison of the mind can't access those intuitive centers because you can see here the bindings around the third eye, heart and gut. To me, this also always means that the more we're, you know, circling around in the mind and attaching to the scripts and stories, we lose that connection with our intuitive centers, which is really our true north, we want to be making our key decisions from. So that is a message for you. And how do you drop out of that? Well, you might need to take some time out, meditate, go for a walk, try and clear the mind, exercise, whatever normally works for you to get that sense of mental reset. But again, at the end of this reading with the Six of Crystals or Pentacles, we are reminded of the karmic rebalancing that is going on in this situation. This is the outcome. Yeah, it's going to feel a little chaotic, maybe, a little, you know, a little intense for some of you, but the result is balance. And we're timing that with the Libra new moon, not full moon, and that is just perfect. This is the karmic scales coming into alignment, and so that you can get into a place in your life where you can actually begin to receive again, receive stability, maybe financial abundance. I mean, this is Pentacles. All of that will balance out. All of that will balance out. And I'll tell you what, you might think, oh, well, before I brought the Tower down, I was in that place anyway, but The universe says no, they were going to bring in the Tower anyway. There wasn't the long-term security and emotional fulfillment that you had hoped for, but this process is clearing the slate, so you have a real chance at that. And, you know, balance is what you're going to receive. Oh, okay, Virgo, I do wish you all the best with this situation. It could be quite a big week for some of you if it's your reading. Just keep in mind it is a general reading for the collective. Not everyone is going to be going through this karmic rebalancing this week. Feel free to drop me a comment if you're called to share. I do read them all and try to respond to as many as I can. Helps me get to know you guys and connect with your energies, and I will see you back here next week for another reading.